When most people think of hard work, they think of working on the farm, as is seen in a lot of posts. They also think of doing road work, like doing construction or building houses, fixing things, auto mechanics, stuff like that. But a lot of times, hard work is a lot of mental work. It's a lot of preparation in order to get something just right. So that's what my example is going to be. 2 years ago, in 2016, we had a new scoutmaster who didn't get everything set up in time to go to one of the organized scout camps. He was too late to register, so all the sites were covered and filled. So what the ward decided to do was do our own little camp at a local national park where the boys would have their own site and different people from the ward who knew different things would go and teach different merit badges. So the boys worked on just the merit badges they needed and not what was being offered, where they might have all those and just have to work on stuff that didn't really matter to them, or just mess around like a lot of times happens. So my responsibility was to do 2 of the merit badges. One was environmental science, one was music. The music one is the one that actually took a lot more work. One of the requirements is to either go to a performance or listen to music for a few hours and talk about it. So what I did was I compiled a whole bunch of songs for the boys to listen to, and I believe it was about 4 hours worth that they were supposed to do. So that's about 40 songs, maybe even less if you do some long songs or if you talk about each one. So what I wanted to do was find different songs that I thought the boys may or may not like, but that I did. They had to be appropriate songs, and I wanted to do ones from different eras. So I had ones from the 50s, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. I don't think I had any that were newer than that, just because I did want to do songs that I thought the boys might not be familiar with, which I did. And so the blessings that I got was, one, I got to hang out with the boys and I got to listen to a bunch of music that I really enjoyed. I got to talk about it. I got to say what it meant to me, how it made me feel, and I got to listen to what they thought and what they got out of the music, what they heard from it, if they liked it or not, if it reminded them of anything else, stuff like that. They got blessed, I think, because they got exposed to a bunch of good music. Some of the blessings that I got, besides just getting to listen to the music, was seeing them get their badge a few months later for the next Court of Honor. But then just last week, on November 16th, 2 of the people who were at that camp got their Eagle Merit, or their Eagle Court of Honor. So I got to see them get their Eagle badge, and they had their little music patch on there. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that's an example of some hard work that I did, taking a lot of time to compile the music that we needed to listen to and think about what I wanted to say about it, and then taking it over there and getting the computer set up, which was more difficult than people think out in the wilderness because there was no electricity, so I had to make sure everything was all set before I went. Alrighty, thanks a lot. Bye.